is Justin Bieber. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Kelly Clarkson. Hey, what's up? This is 50 Cent. Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Jordan Henderson, and you are listening to Algeria TV Radio. Stay tuned.
Mesdemoiselles, mesdames et messieurs, je vais dire bonsoir. Je m'appelle Fabinho et ce soir, je suis avec LBT sur LBT TV Radio.
LBT TV Radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen, you are listening to LBT TV Radio. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio. Elegbete TV Radio, we dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the best in entertainment and sport.
Right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on the Legotet TV Radio. My name is Idafi Matthew. So you love to come in the Legotet on the Sports. Neymar is the new name to be tagged along Chelsea. Yes, there's the talk that Neymar Jr. is the next big player that Chelsea will be signing as they have loading a lot of players. Manchester United still struggling with their window shopping, and Bayern Munich finally decide to fly to London to go do mano a mano with Daniel Levy for Harry Kane. Will they get their Harry or they'll be caned out of London? That's part of the conversation we're going to be having today. Yes, the Super Eagles of Nigeria have been drawn in the same World Cup qualifying group with Benin Republic, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, South Africa, one other African country. And I'm worried. I'm thinking we might. I'm not saying we will not, but I'm saying we might not qualify for the World Cup if we are not careful. It doesn't look like we will top that group. And everybody on Twitter, majority of people on Twitter, not everybody, on my tweet line are thinking I'm crazy, I'm drunk. But hey, it's always like that when I make my prediction anyway. So it's not new, it's not something new. But why do people always behave like that every time? It's something that I don't get. But I don't know what you think. What do you think about it? Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, South Africa, Benin Republic. Now let me give you the 411 of that. Well, before I give you that one, let me remind you that the beautiful, amazing young intern that we have in the building, Joy Bassi, is here in the studio with me, and she's gonna give me some entertainment stories, some stories outside of football. And then when I come back, I'll talk to you about why I think that the World Cup qualifying group will be very, very difficult. Probably the most difficult one ever. Having said that, let's not forget that I would also be back here to give you all the transfer gist, all the rumors that is percolating around the transfer. And yippee! Yes, finally our Around the MPFL content is ready. 4 p.m. today, it will premiere on our YouTube channel. So please kindly join us and help us to populate it. When we premiere a content, we expect that people join, lovers of the game, lovers of our work, lovers of what we do here, join in and help us with their comments and their views. That's the first one is just a quick put together. I think as we go, the content will be better. That's what I can promise you. But then you are allowed to give us your suggestion if you love the MPFL. I think this is the time to get it done. Yeah, we've gone out for marketing and we keep hearing that, oh, the reason why people don't want to sponsor the league is only known on match days. After match days, there are no magazine shows, there are no talking point around it. That's why I was telling somebody yesterday that I think that even the crisis with the Sporting Lagos at the Niger Super 8 is a blessing in disguise because it generated a whole lot, over 100K engagement on my tweets alone, and then some other people everywhere. So it did have its own positive side to it. I don't know what you think, but join us from 3:55. Join us from 3:55. Let's count down to 4. It's a 16 minutes show. It's not something that will take all of your time. Join us on the premiere. You're invited. So be our guest by 3:55 p.m. on the YouTube channel, and let's do it. Nigerian time, sorry. So if you're not in Nigeria, know that it's Nigerian time. And I want to say massive thank you to everybody who sent messages for my son's birthday yesterday, Emmanuel Sebastian's birthday as well. Did I thank you all the way from London? Sent us a cake, beautiful chocolate cake. We've not even sliced it yet. And Mr. Kuhn, thank you very much for the lovely blue cake that you sent us as well. God bless you and God bless everybody who sent money, who sent gifts, who sent things. God bless you, Mr. Best. Salute to greet you. And Benny said, don't mention my name, but I'm going to mention you. Hi, thank you very much, Benny, for supporting us as well. God bless every one of you for your goodwill messages, your lovely text messages for my son. The boy has really gone through hell in the last 18 months or so. So it was nice. It turned 4 yesterday, but it was nice that we were able to see him jumping around, celebrating, and it was a bit emotional for me watching him, having seen what he's gone through, surgery, all of the things that he's gone through in the last couple of months, January, February, and surviving what he survived at a very tender age. It was nice to have a little bit of a out of the box kind of celebration. Yeah, normally I'm not a birthday person, I'm not a celebration person, but just when the wife is saying, no, this one we're going to step out of the box, I had to oblige, because come on, we've been going to hospital, oxygen here, surgery there, brain surgery, throat surgery, nose surgery. God, I beg you. So it was good to have it. Again, this is Friday, so you know how Friday is. Friday is anything goes day, and we always look forward to Friday. Questions, ask any question, throw up anything, we will parry it, we'll take it. But let me go to Joy Bassi. Joy Bassi, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet.
Good morning.
Yeah, you're finding your voice now. I like that. What do you have for us today?
Yeah, the EFCC had arrested 30 Chinese for illegal mining in Kwara State.
Boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. So Chinese people flew all the way from China, came to Nigeria, and started illegal mining.
Yeah,
they must have a collaborators.
And that is like a company, something. Yeah. And they're selling for some of the shop.
Good, that's good, no problem.
Yeah, and from University of Lagos last week, there was like a court this thing, the singer Bella this thing, what am I getting?
Sorry.
Singer Bella, $60 Singer Bella now so down. Yeah, they were attacked by cultists in the event, so
that's bad, really bad.
Yeah, we need to say about our cultist problem here in school and everything.
Do you guys have cultism in Benin Republic?
No.
You sure? That place is, they say it's the headquarters of voodoo. That's why I don't know. They say that's what they do.
Voodoo, there's like voodoo, but
no cultism.
Mm-mm.
So what's the voodoo like? What's the voodoo experience? Do people brag about it like, oh, I would do?
Yeah, they said one of them are from Cotonou. That voodoo, they like proudly show it. It's like I said that is part of the culture and part of that. They say it's not necessarily bad. The people that use it are bad. So that is what they believe. Like from their own culture, this thing, they really embrace their own like voodoo and stuff like that. But they say that if the voodoo is bad, it's not the voodoo that is bad. It's the person that wants to use the voodoo to make bad things that is bad.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I get that explanation. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
like the internet is not bad, it's the choices you make on the internet that's bad. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they use like a tool and yeah.
I agree with you on that. Once again, you've judged correctly.
Yeah. So the government wants to do a loan of 80 million from Central Bank of World Bank rather. They're not going to loan of 80 million.
To do what? To give me so that I can set up my company properly.
No, like they want to use it for the financial structure of Nigeria, so they want to collect another loan.
Okay.
But I want to the question, is it not too much loan?
Well, I don't really see it as too much loan if it's going into infrastructure. The only problem is if it's going into paying politicians salaries and if they are going to fleece it away, I think then that's a problem. But if it is going into infrastructure, I don't think there's a problem with it. But then again, in Nigeria, you never know. You just keep doing the thing that you know how to do and hope to survive.
Yeah, the my last news, we talked about the winning situation with she wants to arrest her
Plumber.
Yeah. She came out to explain what really happened. Like,
So what happened?
he offed her pipe. There's the way he used to off it.
Yeah.
That he offed it, so she did not know how to use it. Then he will now be coming to collect like 20,000, 25,000, telling her some this and this is wrong, but nothing is wrong. We're just offering the tap. So we fix it. Then 2 weeks later, it's not off again. Then she'll call him. Then she'll fix it again.
But how does the guy off the tap, and 2 weeks later the thing goes off?
No, like
who goes off it?
It's the one that's offering it himself.
Does he come back to the house?
I think so. That's what she explaining. That is offering the tap from the district.
Story is not clear. She doesn't have a video evidence to prove that the guy who fixed the tap today goes out and then come back. That for me, the story is not clear. I'm not taking side with anybody here. Whatever they want to do is their business. I've taken side before with somebody and I got burned. My fingers got burned.
Yeah.
I know there are no side for me right now. Let's go into football and talk a lot about football and many other things that people would want to talk. If you have to support, let me start with you. If you have to, do you support any football team? Arsenal. Okay. Have you had your heart broken many times, right? Who broke the heart the most? Arsenal or boys? Okay. Tell me what you want to see. Oh yeah,
I don't want football again.
Really? It's too early. It's too early to take that decision. Come on, how old are you? 16, 17? How old are you again?
19.
It's too early to that. Come on.
They're going to win, but they disappoint.
But that's too early. It's too early. Better days are coming. Good days. Arsenal are on the journey. Don't get stuck in the heartbreak and then forget to enjoy the goodies that are coming. Good days are coming. Champions League win, winning the treble, winning the leagues 10 years in a row. Is it the Bayern Munich jersey that I'm wearing that's worrying me now? I don't know, but Arsenal will win the World Club Championship. 5 players from Arsenal will win the World Footballer of the Year back to back, and European Footballer of the Year, Coach of the Year, win Champions League, and Coach Ayre is here. Maybe wanted to employ to coach Arsenal, and he will bring the proactive protagonist and all that. So don't lose faith. It's too early. You're just 19. Don't lose faith. Arsenal have plans. They just suffering now, like Jesus carrying the cross from Owerri to Calvary. After the shout, Eli Lama Sabati, they will not say it is finished, and then they will go on to keep dominating for 40, 50 years. Jesus Christ. I'm crazy. Yes, Friday makes people do funny things, so I'm allowed. Am I not allowed to do funny things? Imagination. All right, let's get back into the sporting space and talk about something. So yesterday, somebody sent me this message. Let me read it. Okay. Hi, Daffy. I have followed you. Okay, so hi, Daffy. My name is John. I live in Lagos. I followed you for a very, very long time. So from your days in Brilla, from Mr. Controversial to the Elegate, and I don't always agree with you, but I think you're one of the best. But then sometimes when you say some things, it just hit me hard. I have dealt with depression before. I have dealt with drug addiction. And your response to Daily Ali yesterday didn't go down well with me at all, because you kind of feel like because you're tough, everybody should be tough like you. I think that you should give room for other people who are not tough. I would advise you take your comment back, because it's not good. It's not fair on Dele Ali. Sure. Hey, John, if you're watching or if you're going to watch later, let me say this. I am not taking my word back. And I did not generalize it. I took it out on Dele Ali. So let me break it down and continue the conversation, because it is also very, very good to expand the context in which I was talking about. If that was a Brazilian player, let's say it was Neymar that came out and said, oh, this one that happened to me is this. Nobody would take it. They would say Brazilians are like that. They are always fond of falling off. You see, what Dele Ali and the English media have just done is to pull a wool over everybody's face. Saudi Arabia is trending madly. Saudi Arabia just came up and they are taking, the English media first started saying that only players from weak countries, economically weak countries, and players from South America and Africa will go to Saudi Arabia because they have trailer load of family members to cater for. And no player, no coach, no manager from a top European country will want to go and coach in England. Then Steven Gerrard took the job of Al-Ettifaq. And then just when everybody's saying, okay, let's pretend like that, we didn't see that happen, they are giving a son of the soil, a true Liverpoolian, the captain of Liverpool. Okay, Liverpool is not a bottom club, it's a top club. A captain of Liverpool, they are offering him £700,000 a week to leave England and go. As I speak with you, Jordan Henderson have gone to meet Jurgen Klopp and they've had a conversation. Now Liverpool have put a price of 20 million. Okay, that's how much they are willing to collect for him to go, which means this player is going. And it's egg on their face, and they don't want that to be the headline. They didn't know what to bring forward. No transfer is going. Everything is stale. It's stuck. The declared transfer is not working well. Man City players look like all of them are going. As we speak, Mahrez is on his way to Saudi Arabia. Bernardo Silva might be going to either Saudi Arabia or Paris St-Germain. So they are confused. And they pull a wool over the face of everybody. They know that humans would always be emotional. They brought in the Dele Ali conversation, who he was molested at 12. Now my question is, all the things that Dele Ali said happened to him before he became player of the season, before he became that fantastic player, before he made the national team and all that. At what point did reverse psychology now happen that it become the thing that bring him that? If you don't play well, you don't play well. We saw the all or nothing video when Jose Mourinho was talking to him. At that point, did he not think of sitting down and saying, look, this is what happened to me when I was growing up, when I was a child at the age of 6, at the age of 9, you smoke. I don't know who told these British people that everybody would move for them. You smoke at the age of 9. That's wrong choice. You made wrong choices. And then you people even watch the video, especially Nigerians who are getting angry. Una foolish. This guy said he was taken to Africa for discipline, so that's traumatic. Are you crazy? All of the things that the British people enjoy today did not come to Africa. Did they not come to Africa to take it? Why are they making Africa look like if they bring somebody from Europe to Africa, they will suffer? Yeah, you bro. So first off, I do not have any single pity for Dele Ali. Dele Ali made his choices. He made his bed with ants and fleas, and he's lying on it. So I'm not going to sit here in my country, Nigeria, watch somebody who made us look like we are partly responsible for his problem. See, Dele Ali is irresponsible. Have you forgotten the days where we're seeing pictures of Dele Ali jumping with semi-naked women in Ibiza and grooving? At what point did he now realize that, oh, my form is not good? It's because of the trauma that I had selling drugs at the age of 9. Come on, shit, that's crap. It's not the only person who have to deal with life like that. A lot of people deal with life like that, and then they got a get out of jail ticket. The Jay-Z's of this world, the Snoop Dogs of this world, the T.I.'s of this world, the LeBron James of this world, the Michael Jordans of this world. Everybody who's successful have had to deal with one low or the other. Myself. So I'm not going to, so tomorrow I'm not able to take up my family because he sacked me in 2017 for doing nothing, for trying to do good. And shut up. So Mr. John, while I empathize with your whole depression and drug addiction, and please go get treatment, Dele Ali, I'm not taking my word back home. If this same Dele Ali, no. First off, he played for a shitty club called Spurs. Why would I even take my word back for a player who played for Spurs? Come on. Do you know that Dele Ali have had all the chances? And life is not just about money, but it's had all the chances. It's worked with some of the great managers as well. It's had money to take off him. And then again, go back and watch the interview, because I've watched the overlap interview. Dele Ali said he's in a right place right now. Don't you see that the English media is just playing on our collective intelligence? They don't have anything to shut up their league currently because Saudi Arabia is beating them blue, black, and red. It's giving them knockout punch after knockout punch after knockout punch. Just after Qatar beats them to hosting the World Cup, now it is Saudi Arabia taking some of their best players, and they just want to see. The English press is like Totodiki. They like to hog the headline, and there's like Totodiki and Bobrisky. They like to hog the headline. They will do anything to hog the headlines. Bobrisky will go do shopping. I went to go and do shopping. Who the hell cares? That's 8 billion people on the earth. They also do shopping. They don't tell you they want to do shopping for food. Food that you want to eat, you bought here, you bought right. So I don't think that it is really about Dele Alli, but it is more about the English press trying to create a narrative that suits them. Adriano lost his father. He grew up in the favelas of Brazil. Lost his father, lost his head. Nobody's ever empathized with him. Nobody's ever thought about that. Like it's something enough to drive somebody out of a straight line and into the gorge, right? Everybody just seemed like, oh man, hey, he's not strong. He doesn't have a heart. Neymar have a unique way of living his life. Science, medical science have come out to say he have a very tiny bones on his leg, on his ankle, and the finger, the toe bones. But when he get broken, people say, oh, it's because he wants to go and party. But if it's an English player, you guys will come up with a narrative. But for me, I will sit here, wake up one morning and have pity for Dele Alli. It's not going to happen. The day is not going to come. I'm not taking my word back. Dele Alli made his choices. He should live with it. Coming up and seeking emotional blackmail to deceive us, I'm not the buyer. I'm not buying into it. So let's get back into the story. John, thank you very much. Okay, this is another message coming from Adiola. First time I'm getting a message from Adiola. Hello, Idafe. My name is Adiola Adebimpe. Okay, Adebimpe. My name is Adiola Adebimpe. I've listened to you for a very long time. Now, people, they listen to me for a very long time to do. I managed to get your number from a friend who I used to work with. We used to listen to you in the morning while driving to the office, and my colleague will always complain about you that you know too much. But at the end of the day, he keeps turning on to Brilla FM to listen to you in the morning. And then in the evening, we'll listen to your colleagues, Murphy and Sean Amadi, that British boy. Sean Amadi is a British boy anyway. Okay, whatever it is. I just discovered your YouTube channel and I love what you do. I used to think that since we're not hearing from you again, you have jackpot like your colleague Murphy, who I see online, that's gone abroad. Thank God you are still in Nigeria. I don't know if you will decide to jackpot, but I think what you're doing is good. I have spent the last 3 weeks looking at all your work on YouTube, and what you do for the Nigerian League is good. I used to have an uncle that played in the Nigerian League in the 90s. Maybe you will know him since you also played in the league. Thank you very much for what you do. My question is, what drives you on, knowing fully well that your work is more than the numbers that you're getting? At what point would you or your wife say it's enough, let's pack up and do something else? I don't know about my wife. I don't think she's going to come and ask me to pack up and do something else. What is something else? So I'm not a plan B person. So I'm not those people like that have a plan B, A, plan B, plan C, plan D. No. Once I have a plan B, then the plan A is dead. And once I have a plan, once there's something in my head that says plan B, plan A is dead. I'm a guy who I'm an adrenaline junkie, right? So I get excited with anything that I'm doing, and I put everything that I have into it until I drop, until there's nothing left to do. Okay, so for me, yes, the numbers are not good. They could be better. And I think even if you have a million view, you could be also looking at yourself and say you could have a billion views. If you have a billion view, you could say you could have a trillion views. Okay, right? The numbers are not good, but I think I am happy so far. Meaning there was a time when I was doing live like this, and for 2 hours I'll be live in 2018 and 2019, and even 2020 during the COVID. I have only 2 people for 2 hours. Only 2 people. Those 2 people are my creative director Siko and my co-founder of this company, Precious Amori. So we've gotten to the place where every single day we get over 100 people joining in on the YouTube channel, and another numbers on Instagram, and then the people listening on the app. That's why when the app goes off, you see the large number of complaints. I think that I've gotten my fair share of support. I am grateful for that. Can we get better than that? Yes, we can. For the league content, I think what hurts me is when we put content out for the league, it doesn't go well. So let me explain where that hurts. Okay. So recently I was given a contract to go ahead and do the marketing of the league. And in the process of doing the marketing, the first thing I decided was that I realized I went to the Nigerian Stock Exchange and I checked the businesses of almost every company in Nigeria, and 98% of companies in Nigeria, major companies in Nigeria, blue chips, whatever, are running in deficit. They're not making profit. So if companies are not making profit, there is no way in this world that they would want to come give you 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 billion, right? So I decided to jump ship and go abroad to look for market. And almost all the companies that I sat down in the last 3-4 weeks, I've had a Zoom meeting. I've sent my partner to fly across European countries. The only place we've not going now is US and probably Asia. And everybody is kind of like interested in doing business in Nigeria. But unfortunately, with the Nigerian league, the biggest problem is that there are no numbers. There are absolutely no numbers, no hashtag. The season that we ran last year, this last season that just ended, not a single trending hashtag. And that was really, really sad, okay? And then a whole lot of other things. So that brings me to the point where that's the reason why we just started now to do a content call around the MPFL. We're trying to see if we can, because the league starts on the 26th, 27th of August, meaning that it's a race against time, but we're trying to see if we can. And then again, the incident that happened with Sporting Lagos at the Nigeria Super 8 seems to me like a blessing in disguise, because, for instance, my tweet got over 100K engagement, and the same people who told me that there is no engagement in the league, Munch it has sent it to me on WhatsApp and say, yeah, you guys are getting the conversation now. I hope it can be sustained over a period of time, and not only for negative conversation, but people start talking about players and coaches and all that. So we've started this conversation, and then yesterday we unearthed this amazing, beautiful lady from Jos who filed in the report. I think we'll put out the report again as a content on the channel. It's 3 minutes and 3 minutes and few seconds, 3 minutes and 16 seconds or so, right around Zamora, and we would push the conversation. So to answer you straight up, I think that what I'm doing here now is way better than what I used to do where I was working before in real life, because there are evidence of what I do. Like if you ask anybody to go back to all of the incredible things, the predictions, the betting teams, the analysis that I gave while on the radio, you can't find it. But I mean, you can go on YouTube now, you see my interviews, my work, all that, all the things that I have done, you would see. So there are evidence to back it up. If that is all that I achieve, I think it's great, at least for my children and for their children. So when Daddy was here, this and this and this and this is what happened. That's one part of the conversation. The second part of the conversation is the fact that someone once told me, wise man once told me, Ali Baba said that not everything you do, you should expect money, even though eventually it will bring money, but just do it because you want to make a difference. And most people make a difference. You think the guys who started the journey of building aeroplane ever flew on a first class or a Learjet or a Gulfstream or an F-16 fighter jet? No, they flew on some very, very funny contraption that they call a plane. But the sacrifice they made set the tone for what we now call aerodynamics and all this whole change in automobile and the rest of them. So some people must put their life on the line to make it happen. That's why Americans will say the blood of patriot is needed to water the tree of liberty. So I think that I'm just one guy. I'm not the guy who saves Nigerian football. I'm just a John the Baptist who shows up. And then the guy who's going to save Nigerian football could be one of you. He's going to come and, go to the cross and die and, save Nigerian football. But I'm just setting the tone. I'm just leading the way and we're going. Just like Bobby we just said, this is Zamora is a gem. And I believe that. Honestly, when I asked her to send me that voice note, give me a report, I wasn't expecting. I've not heard her speak before, so I don't know what to expect. That's also why I kept it to the end of the show, just in case it's not good enough. I will sign out and go and not get people to talk. But then when I heard that, I was like, wait a minute. So I was buzzing over it on Twitter everywhere because she was good. I mean, I've been on the job for a long time. And I think, again, when you look at most of the things that have happened with my show, you will know that Al-Ettifaq TV is really making massive progress. I mean, how did we go from shooting grassroots FA Cup in 2018, 2019, then Bayern Munich signing a contract with Bayern Munich, signing a contract with Juventus, and then now producing the Nigerian League? For me, it's a big deal. I mean, some people have been on this job for 30, 40 years. They've not even been called to come and record audio podcasts for the league officially. But for me to be able to do that, and I be entrusted now to market the league, I don't have a single skill or education in marketing, right? I don't have a certificate in training in it, but I guess I'm doing some good things. Some good things are happening. I'm sitting in rooms that I don't even deserve to be on. I'm meeting with people, exchanging numbers and contact with people that are not in my league, people that are billionaires, sitting in the same Zoom meeting with Elon Musk. It's crazy. So long and short, I'm just saying that what you guys might be seeing as numbers that are not adding up is also me creating a path, and I think that is good enough. On that front, let me leave the other message. Quite a few messages that I would have loved to read, but I think that could get pretty boring very fast. So let's go to some of the stories that are there. Bayern Munich Chiefs fly into London to meet Daniel Levy as Harry Kane transfer talks intensify, with Tottenham set to table new contract offer to entice their prize striker to stay. Tottenham are saying to Harry Kane, take £400,000 and stay. Even if you don't win any title with us, eventually when you finish, you will be the club ambassador. We will employ you. We might make a football director who says he's qualified to be a football director. Okay, who tell you that he's got the talent and the brains of Michael? Well, whatever. That's what it is. Manchester United reopen talks with Inter Milan over Andre Onana and are hopeful of sealing off a deal before they leave for the US next week. Okay, the clubs are £6 million apart. That's more money in valuation, but the Italians are needing the funds to sign Romelu Lukaku, and Romelu Lukaku doesn't want to come back to Chelsea, so he's hoping that Inter Milan doesn't back down so that they get enough money and get him signed up for 30 or so million. FIFA caught up in sexism rule before Women's World Cup after inviting only male players to take part in daily training section to help prepare match officials for the tournament in Australia. I don't understand how that is sexism. I don't know, but let's see how it goes. I thought that we invited the women that are preparing for the World Cup and they decide to use the ones that are not preparing. Aston Villa have their £30 million offer for Moussa Dembele rejected as Bayer Leverkusen hold out for £50 million for the star winger. Arsenal also have interest in that player anyway. Let's jump in a little bit into basketball because it's connected to football. Russell Westbrook, the guy you can never win an NBA title with, follows in the footsteps of LeBron James by investing in English football as the NBA star reveals his stake in Leeds United as part of the 49ers group takeover. Okay, so let me tell you something. Somebody sent me a message that said, why are all English team, majority of English team going to US to play that preseason? The thing is, the US is where the real pool of money is coming. Majority of the people who owns the club in England and across Europe right now who are investing in sponsorship and branding of these clubs are all businesses that are in the US. And the biggest market for sports is actually the United States of America. So if you're not going there, you're not doing anything. With Amazon Prime coming to do all or nothing, with almost every team, every football brand franchise in Europe, you know that you have to go to the market. It's very, very important. The league might be Europe, but you have to go to the market. Don't forget that there's already a conversation for the World Club Championship to be designed differently and hopefully will be hosted in the US. I am not going to be surprised if US, Mexico, and Canada use the World Club Championship, the revamped one, to do their test run before the Confederations Cup, then before the World Cup proper. I'm not going to be surprised about it. So the US is the market, and like they say, you always take everything you have to the market. You can't take your product and lock it in your house. So the league might be in Europe, but the market is in US. Former Manchester United star who won the Champions League and 4 Premier League titles at Old Trafford is set to join Turkey's side at Adana Demirspor, with Patrick Kluivert leading the project for an ambitious Super League club. Let's see what happens there. Everything seems to be, in the news is the Diaby confession. It is Mikel Arteta who comes out to review latest on Arsenal's move for the Declan Rice and Jordan Timbers and gives update on the extent of Martin Odegaard and Leandro Trossard's injuries. Okay, so tell everybody to calm down. And then, Bukayo Saka scored yesterday as they played a 1-1 draw with Nürnberg in a friendly game. But remember that Arsenal are still looking to sign more players, even though the ones that they claim to have signed, they have not confirmed yet. I'm talking about Jordan Timbers and Declan Rice. But Arsenal manager is saying, guys, everybody relax. It's going to happen. There's not a problem. Dele Alli said, at age 6, I was molested by my mother's friend. At 8, I was dealing drugs. At 11, I was hung off a bridge. That was my childhood. Dele Alli's harrowing confessional which has stunned the football world. It didn't stun me anyway. I know this is a PR stunt for the league to get attention. It doesn't, I'm not moved. I'm not moved by this foolishness. I'm telling you the truth. It didn't move me. I've been around long enough to know when people are trying to pull a wool over my face. Christian Pulisic admits he wishes he got more of an opportunity at Chelsea after ending tough Premier League spell to join AC Milan, and he will be wearing the jersey number 11 as USA star looks ahead to an exciting new chapter of his football career. Ukrainian wildcard Elena Svitolina breaks down in tears as she describes responsibilities she has felt representing her war-torn country at Wimbledon as Tenista crashes out of the XW19. Some things are just funny anyway, but I don't want to have an opinion. Your country is at war. You're playing tennis, you have any money, you're crying. You go back to the war now, when they bomb you to pieces. I don't understand. It should be responsibility. Like you're representing your country, you're representing yourself. You came there as a tennis player. It's not a national. Tennis is not a national competition. It's an individual sport. I don't understand all this emotional blackmail. Everybody come up with some dirty kind of stupid talk and try to get everybody's attention. Shut up. Play a tennis and get out of that place. Don't come and try to emotionally blackmail everybody. I'm tired of all this nonsense. The world was a better place where people were not emotional blackmailer. Every small thing, I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulder. Now you carry the cross from over to Calvary. I've been at your blood, the people they use to the cast and bind him every day. Then let's talk about transfer story. Ahli are preparing a £30 million bid to prise Algeria winger Riyad Mahrez, the man with the perfect ball control. He's 32 years of age now from Manchester City. 30 million for Mahrez. Okay, City boss Pep Guardiola is set to hold talks with Mahrez amid the interest of Saudi Arabia. Let him go because they plan regularly. Chelsea are monitoring the situation of Brazil forward Neymar and could make a move for the 31-year-old if he decides to leave Paris St-Germain. So Chelsea fans, I ask you, is that the guy you need? Because this is not a joke anymore. Everybody, when I said that Kai Havertz was going to Arsenal, everybody look at me like I was mad. Who's at Arsenal right now? Okay, Saudi Arabian club Al-Ittihad has set to make a £40 million offer for Liverpool's 29-year-old Brazilian midfielder Fabinho. They're not done. These guys are not done. They're coming. Saudi Arabia, their plan not be to sign players from everywhere. They want to that English league. I want Caribbean Roma. I never said anything. And you know what? We go sign anybody. We get the money. We go pay the salary. I never see anything. Even Pastor Firmino, what do you call it? Roberto Firmino is gone there to go and preach the gospel. No, I don't ever say anything. Liverpool and England midfielder Jordan Henderson 33 has accepted a lucrative deal from Steven Gerrard Al-Ettifaq. Okay, Spain midfielder Thiago. Somebody said, "I love the way you call it that name. Just keep calling it." Okay, Al-Ettifaq. Spain midfielder Thiago Alcantara 32 could leave Liverpool and make a return to Barcelona this summer. Okay, I hope they have a good hospital in Barcelona. I hope so. I'm just asking. If they don't have hospital, not sign it because it's on internship like Diaby, but this side is medical internship, housemanship, as they call it in medical terms. Liverpool might meanwhile move for Southampton 19-year-old Belgian midfielder Romeo Lavia the way it is going. Aston Villa have made their first bid for Bayer Leverkusen 24-year-old France winger Moussa Diaby, and the £30 million offer was turned down. Villa are also interested in Nottingham Forest and Wales winger Brennan Johnson, 22, who didn't play too much last season anyway. Manchester United are closing in on a deal worth £43 million plus £4.3 million in add-ons for Inter Milan's Cameroonian goalkeeper Andre Onana. Yes, according to Fabrizio Romano. Tottenham will offer England striker Harry Witadi Kane, 29 years of age, a new deal worth more than £400 million a week, and a career after he stopped playing to keep him at the club amid interest from Bayern Munich. Okay, let's see. Bayern Munich is a very, very tempting proposition. If you choose to stay, you will suffer the glorious pain of not winning the title in his flourished career. Manchester United cash plus player offer for 20-year-old Denmark forward Rasmus Højlund have been rejected by Atalanta, who want a full monetary payment. If you want, bring money. Don't come and give us your condemn, and then come and tell us that you're signing a player. No, if you want to sign a player, sign a player. But if you don't want to sign a player, please get out of here. Paris St-Germain are looking at the player. Talk about spoil the market for us. Arsenal are expected to reject a 2.5 million euro bid from Turkish side Besiktas for 27-year-old English defender Rob Holding. What did the bring that play become? What will the hear people money since 30, 50 million? What is 2.5? Is it a player from FC Taraba that you want to sign? Come, it's multi-line investment. Chelsea and England winger Callum Hudson yeah, is attracting interest from Crystal Palace. They need to fill the void that Zaha have left. That is going to Saudi Arabia. Fulham, American Forest, a year club. Sign anybody. You want to play away. When I just survive relegation now, I won't give. Now, I could Taiwan. I mean, Taiwan. Sorry, I could kill her because he saved my last season. Now he come out. He kidney. When I want to invest the kidney, he leave Abi. Take interest like two. Take and use that to do. Which I don't know. What's wrong with people? Simon that player, they go say Odoyewu. What does Odoyewu bring to the party? Well, Fulham are hopeful of beating Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Arsenal, and Liverpool to a deal for Fluminense, Brazil's midfielder Andre Trindade, who's 21. Listen, Fulham, if all this club where they just mentioned so want to sign that player, well, I know they for the race. There is no way your Korokwe boss cannot cash. He's not in the race with all these private jets that I'm seeing on this conversation. It's all less that they don't want to sign the player. Nottingham Forest are in advanced talk to sign Ivory Coast midfielder Ibrahim Sangare, 25 in 30 million pounds. Nottingham Forest, who they giving that money? Who's funding you people? Hey, Femi Fani Kane, they come here. Who is funding you people? Who's bankrolling you? Why are you spending money like that? Okay. Liverpool Republic of Ireland goalkeeper Koemin Kaila, 24, emerged as a target for Wolves as the Portuguese goalkeeper Jose Sa, 30, has attracted interest from Forest. Is that a good move? I don't know. Late in Denmark, defender Rasmus Christensen, 26, is set to join Roma on a season-long loan. Doesn't have a place to play. Chelsea have reached out to Lyon to discuss a summer deal for French winger Ryan Cherki, who is 19 years of age. Chelsea, people are trying to build an academy. I don't understand now. People used to hijack deals. People used to do the possible. What Chelsea cannot do does not exist. Right now, the way we are there, need to go call all those Arabian people. Maybe they call pray for now because right now even pastor prayer not will work. I need to call Ayelala priest to pray for Chelsea because this Chelsea matter so. And the God no go free some. God no come on hand. God has left them a long time ago. Now devil need to help them. I need to beg devil to help Chelsea right now because the matter it's just a fact. I just tell you now because as a matter tell you so. You don't cook it there. You don't cook it there. Man, I'm not just the brand mania. I used to say that when I go make top four at this level, Manchester United, Chelsea, and the rest they would not make top four. Newcastle even look like they can retain their top four position. Liverpool, Newcastle will just be there, and then Man United and Chelsea, they will go say it enough for Gota, Masha. That's the song that they will sing for you people this time. Ile, Sabana. You know that song? And that's what they will sing for you people. And the way they sing this thing, so when I don't reach the place where we say, when I collect from Curtis will give on, and I will collect the beat when I come up on top four. Okay, let's come back to you people making comment. Let's start with Instagram. Some people put some comments on Instagram. I was citing them with my peripheral vision, my X-ray vision, my X-Men vision, my Avenger vision. Saviki said, "What a fantasy, Gerrard." That's not enough. What's that? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? My professor friend. Akaz Baba finally have recovered. You know, since the season end, Akaz Baba never. Akpas Baba never did for this our life, because the heartbreak, the thing we do is strong, but he go give us another story. He go give us like another story like Dele Alli. He go change that. He be like, say he want to talk another story again, yo. If I get Pekin for abroad, he must come back home for proper African nurturing. I like this guy. You guys, it's my guy all the time. It's big up, bros, Brendo. It's been a while taking my father to loot every day for treatment for 25 days. Yeah. Sorry, man. Our heart goes to you for this one. For this one, oh, this is the kind of one we can empathize with. Maybe Dele Alli. Dele Alli, if I slap Dele Alli now. Fashakin underscore Daniel DXB. He said English press and attention. I did tell you, they just want attention. Because the deceiver say want to do to Dele Alli is kind of life that is lived. We didn't know. Because they really blame people when they criticize him. Say they shouldn't have criticized him. We didn't know he was going through all of this. He's a strong man. I hear talk sports this morning. Talk about nonsense. I'm like, Awagini can be. You're crazy. You're mad. You must be mad. You have problem. Is Eze Patrick says Liverpool just they do anyhow these days. I don't think they do anyhow again now. Another side player, another ready now. It is since the start today now. Liverpool go top the league. Liverpool go beat anybody like 5-0. Official I would say Igor Bros Rendo. Yomiti, my guy. My club won't go sign Neymar. Yeah, Neymar, one of the greatest players of all time. Yomiti say, bros, you are talking from a side of bad belly. What else do you want us to do that we have not started? We are selling all the players we don't need. First, but I never talk anything. I mean, remind me what I talk way bad. Which Babele? What they get Babele for? Get Babele for Chelsea. You people are not rich now. When I better pass you. Yeah, you know. I don't understand. Because I drive on that city. Don't be see person get the drive keke or call it up to me. What's wrong with you? My other city still have AC. I still play good music. I see, we've read before now. Really go beat me. So why not? I'll simple number. What's all this? Chelsea, Babele how? Babele, you guys finished 12 last season. As bad as Arsenal season, we've never seen 12. We don't even know what it means. I try to collect Jesus' disciple. Hey, he says the Patrick. He said, World Cup qualifier looks good on paper. Keep Pesero, Abi, let him go now. I don't know. On a country, they say, Guso say, go vote. Mona vote. He says, Patrick, he say, good earth is your dad's. Posh. Good earth to your dad. Hashtag amen. Okay, that's good. That's a good one. That's nice one. Prayer warrior. I know we always have prayer warriors in this house for sure. You know, if you're Nigerian, you're not a prayer warrior. You've not started. I will go my children's school. Somebody told my daughter that, and then they go to church. Say pity for her. I'll get a problem with me. I'm coming to that school today. Where did I just stop now? Okay. Official I was to say, Dele Alli life. Now everyone for Nigeria they leave him. Oh my Dele Alli, he give us emotional blackmail. He said today on Friday, make we settle this matter. The biggest team in London is Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea is the biggest team in London. We may have a 60,000 capacity stadium. If it is by capacity of stadium, obviously it's going to be Tottenham Hotspur because they have 61,000 capacity. But it's Chelsea because Chelsea have 2 Champions League, 2 Europa Cup or Club Championship, the biggest team. And in the last 20 years, Chelsea have been among the top 4 best team in Europe. So as much as Chelsea are now arrival anyway, as much as I would have loved for Arsenal to be, but Arsenal is not. Arsenal is the biggest team in North London. Remember that Chelsea is not in London. Chelsea in West London. Yeah, in West London. Yes, that's where my sister lives. I should know. They're in West London. So they're the biggest team in London. Let's not even go into this conversation and be dragging. So let's start with the guys on YouTube. Bob Yukigwe says, "Morning, Nidafe. Good morning. Our 2026 World Cup qualifier group is a very tricky one. South Africa and Benin Republic are possible banana peels, especially the latter withdraw will be hard for revenge." People don't know. People on Twitter. Most people got Twitter. Not be everybody, but most people on Twitter. Like I said, they smoke the same thing way Dele Alli they smoke. You could just put something that just start to do something. They don't even check this thing. They sent me on the 2nd of June 2016. They sent me tweeted that Nigeria in the same group with Zambia, Cameroon, and Algeria will qualify with 2 games to spare. Nigerians attacked me. We qualified with 2 games to spare. This group where we did, let me explain it to those who don't know. This group where we did have Zimbabwe and Lesotho, whose majority of the players play in the Super League, and they play their home games in South Africa. When push comes to shove, South Africa will influence them, will give them money, to play. Now, we don't forget, say we qualified for 2002 World Cup by bribing Ghana with $45,000. We don't forget. Yes, I'm saying it. To kick Liberia out. If not, Liberia, George Weah for lead Liberia to that World Cup. But we do what we know how to do best. Now, having said that, let's come back to this. Lesotho will donate 6 points to South Africa for free. Zimbabwe will donate 6 points to South Africa for free. Nigeria will go to South Africa and play Zimbabwe and might draw. South Africa, all South Africa need is to make sure they don't lose any of their home game to anybody. Nigeria not go beat Benin Republic for Benin. I don't care what anybody want to talk. They feel beat there for Nigeria, but Nigeria not go beat Benin Republic for Benin. Nigeria not go beat those South African teams away from home. Our away record no good. Unless this team where their winger no sabi crossbar will change. And if they're not going to change, and then again, I foresee a situation whereby the NFF go listen to the Mumu fans where they are always advise them, and then they go decide, let Pesero go, let's look for one home base coach. You know, they fly the kite of Finidi George first. And Finidi George will tell you, say, he need 2 years to get to know the team and settle it. By that time, the World Cup qualification, he don't pass. We go really miss out. So for those who don't know, there are 9 groups, and of this 9 group, all the top teams qualify automatically. They do not pick the 4 best losers to go and play playoff. If we're not careful, we're not going to go there for best losers. That's just me saying it here. And people will not like it. This kind of talk made the sweet Nigerians, because Nigerians, they don't to go church. They like healing all the time. They like people to tell the sweet word. I'm not telling anybody any sweet word, yo. It not mean say Nigeria don't fit qualify. They fit prove me wrong, and I'll be fine. Because it's been a long time. Anybody prove me wrong? Last time I was proved wrong was Democratic Republic of Congo in the last World Cup qualifiers. And probably that's the first time in over 10 years. So Super Eagles dare me and prove me wrong. But I am saying, if we go by the matrix of what I am already seeing and anticipating that we will do, and the new passion and love to self-implode by Nigeria, we not go make it to the World Cup and heavens not go fall. People, if na one verse, if na this place now, I go keep on our face like monkey will lick line. Continue. I don't talk my own finish. Let's come back to the conversation. Mario Natalia say, God bless Starboy Tega. He'll grow to do bigger things than Popsman. Okay. That's a good prayer. That's a very nice one. Thank you very much, Mario. You're plenty dada. Fine boy. We'd love to see Joy's face at shower.com. Harlot Schwarzenegger have come. Hey, we'd love to see Joy's face. Someday we're gonna be hustling our own entertainment show together. Thank you very much. Thank you. See ya. General Overseer, thank you very much. Harlot Schwarzenegger. Favor Ozoji, good morning. Una two want play Ludo, Abi? You want follow Joy the play? You sabi play Ludo?
No.
You know sabi? May you not know how to play Ludo. But you sabi cook.
Yeah.
You sabi cook.
Yes.
Okay. But you don't know how to play Ludo.
No.
You better not know how to play Ludo, because this Mario, he wants to play Ludo with you. Favor Zoje, second man, for me, Neymar is not the ideal player for Chelsea. Well, tell that to the gods. Bobby Ukugwe says, I'm still waiting for Jamie Carragher to come out and criticize Anderson's potential move to say, I'm waiting. I'm standing by your window. Oh, yeah, make a logo. Yeah, Jamie Carragher, come and say something. Oh, Mario Natalia say, oh, Bobby is here to come out and condemn Gerrard even. We're waiting. Oh, we are waiting. I'm waiting for you. Oluwaseyi Adebowale, he says, so Arteta really plans to use Havertz in Xhaka's role. Arteta was asked yesterday about Havertz's best position, and he said they will need time to figure it out. That is stage 1 of Havertz, of the Havertz cycle. So just saying, when I see that interview, I was like, okay, so what did you see that made you decide to sign it for 60 million? If I will sign a player for 60 million, I already know where he will play in my team. If I will need time to figure it out, there's a financial misappropriation there. There's this fraud there. On Instagram, Mochi Grip say, LOL, this man, what I don't do again? Mochi Grip say, we go sharp qualify. Okay, Nigerian people. I'm not saying I pray on our pray. See, Shall una get a coach where they qualify we game to spell una seven soccer. Una go price calculator, the battery go burn. Una hand, it go burn for una hand. How much you see? Bella got Marcos is coming to this country for football. I never said anything, but make it not reach the league. Official, I will say when Declan is there, go down. Na Ekmuma rice, stone this side. The rice, we need more firewood. He said, I don't want to encounter another Gonzalo Higuain medical. Oh, no, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I give you Ateta's word and Edu's word, not my word. Don't take my word for it. I don't work in that company. I work here. I'm trying to build my own. Okay, so let's go. Mario Nathaniel say Dele Ali that was so nonchalant when Jose Mourinho was talking to him. If you go back and watch that video, he did look Mourinho like, who you to say you be safe? You know me. You know me. You I play ball because you just a coach. You know anything. That's the way he was looking at Mourinho. Now he's coming out to tell me that he had Sharel, you Dele Ali. Was talking to him at the Spurs All or Nothing. Pity waiting. Guy they meant, as according to Mario Nathaniel. Chooks, as well we say, leave all these hypocritical people. How many African players passed through worse things before football or whatever talent brought them to limelight? They use that as a springboard to greatness. Who gets it right? Useless. I don't know what English to use now to qualify it. Chooks, as well we want to say, that means we should interview Sancho, Greenwood, and other English players that fell off. Spare me all that crap. Even I went through stuff growing up. Nobody pity me. I sucked it up and keep pushing. Don't mind that, yeah, boy. Marina telling everyone Sancho say, leave those ones, Jerry. They want the bubbles. They know what thing will they go through. We've had all of us in Nigeria here, whether rich or poor. We've had Buhari for 8 years. You know what you're talking of molestation for only when you were 6 years old. We've had Buhari for 8 years. Before then, we had Golo Jonathan for 6 years. 8 plus 6 is how many? 14 years of living in the wilderness of suffering, of pain, of lamentation. You come and tell me that Dele Ali was molested when he was 6 years. You thought I would fire all these British press people. After now, tell me, say, what could they do like English press? Do like which English press? That's nonsense. Bobby Kugwe say, exactly. I believe we might get an interview from Sancho, especially if he's let go by United. For Greenwood, any interview done would be staged or just scripted, like Ronaldo's Piers Morgan interview. I love this guy. Oh, so Bobby Ukigwe says Zamora is a gem. I did tell you that again a gem, a treasure. I know what I would put up the content. I will agree with me that I'm not just excited for nothing. Like my producer, I think I'm excited for nothing. Oh, let me say Neymar to Chelsea is wrong move. Why is it wrong move now? Is it not better than all the players? His Neymar, current Neymar, is it not better than all the players in Chelsea right now? Yeah, Coach Ayere have something to say. It's not always a man of many words, but when he says something, he says something. Okay, certain is most of Super Eagles players are below average. That would need a very good tactical coach to make them play solid and compact football. Nigeria, I don't know what to be compact. We were leading 2-0 against Sierra Leone, where they say food shop. We almost draw the game. We begin Osimhen top coach for bench. So my stand is correct. Nigerian coach should be allowed to finish harnessing his tactical idea and see what happens in AFCON. I agree with you on that one, but I know some people like the Yomiti coach for office, they're not going to agree. They'll say, sack him. My mama can coach you Super Eagles. The wings will be flying. We will be doing this. And they look them, they laugh. Say, sack him natural. All of them. They go harass me for fun everywhere. Sack him. Since we sack him natural, football be like shit when they don't flush the toilet. Football be like Buhari shit. As wicked and as ugly as a man. Okay, let's move for that DSS. Man, I know just the think when I focus on Abala Blue, the man is no longer the president of this country. If you not say for DSS on a reason one, I don't see the man messing up. Everybody don't call the reason my matter. Because how this kind of matter, I dispute not to reason. Yeah, me that I might say me, I get one question, big Uncle E. Holistically, can we call Neymar a legendary player? Yes. Going by how he was touted to be the next best to dethrone CR7. The person we talk that in the Chris. The person will talk that thing. Now Chris in the Chris. Nobody they dethrone nobody. Everybody come do their own dance and dance their dance. And like in an interview, Chris Brown was asked a very, very tricky question. He said, can you say that you are better than Michael Jackson? And he said, hey, this is how you guys get us into trouble. There's no way I'm better than Michael Jackson, or I don't have a plan to be better than Michael Jackson. I have a plan to be the very best of Chris Brown. Neymar, and especially, this is a contest I like to put it. Neymar as he is, if Neymar was an African player, this football we don't play, this achievement we don't make, Neymar will be regarded as one, maybe top 2, top 3, all-time most successful African footballer. Would you not say that he's not a football legend? Samuel Eto'o is an African legend. Kanu legend. Okocha, legend. Even Mahrez with the K-leg, legend. And I could go on and on and on and on and on. All the people you call legend in Africa. Neymar, they are above all of them. Go to Europe. Look at all the legend again. Neymar, they are among the top 5. Then go to South America. When you call the top 10 legend, Neymar, they there. So, please, does that answer your question already? I'll say, going by how he started as a blah, 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 Cristiano Ronaldo, and that good, and yet it seemed like he was always in their shadows up until they both left Europe. Neymar was in nobody's shadow. The entire world of football was in the shadow of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. The entire football world. Never before in the history of football have any 2 people dominated football for over 15 or 19 years. They both did. So if Neymar came on that, first off, you have to also mention names like Suarez, mention names like Lewandowski, mention names like Karim Benzema, Luka Modric, Xavi, Andres Iniesta, and a whole lot of all these players that I just mentioned. Unfortunately, no one even played in the Premier League. So much so that people like them, Harry Kane became has boy. Back in the day, the same number that Harry Kane is doing now was the numbers that people like Ruud van Nistelrooy and Thierry Henry did, and Wright did, and they have their statue at the outside of some clubs. So you got to understand that Neymar did not need to do all of that. The fact is, Neymar, you're going to judge Neymar from the 16-year-old boy who led Santos to winning a title that they've not won in forever, took them to the World Club Championship, and take Barcelona players and TC Pepe, that they had to break the record to sign him. And then after doing that, winning the treble, have you gone back to watch Neymar's clip at Barcelona? Neymar made that Barcelona team better. The minute he left, Barcelona became shit. Nobody ever beat Barcelona 7-0, 4-0, 8-2 when Neymar was there. You know fit. And then again, he went to Paris St-Germain. Who the hell is Paris St-Germain? And he joined other people to take them to the finals of the Champions League. They lost to a great Bayern Munich team. So I can sit here and say that it's not legendary. His status as a legend of football remains. May not have won the World Cup, but he led the re-entry of Brazil into winning the Olympics, and they've won it back-to-back. They won it back-to-back. That's the one title that is missing. So it's also cementing status there. Okay, Lord Mayor is saying Nigerian Basketball Federation is just a mess. One player has quit the team and more are threatening to quit. Take one kid up to 4 for another to rise. If they quit, another person will take over. My problem with some of these sports people is you qualify for a tournament and you people did not go. They withdraw you. The minister withdraw you. Does that already tell you the real problem? The problem was that there's no money. And you know what I say? People pretend like they're not hearing it because the narrative that suits them is to speak of corruption. There's no money. Did I not come here and tell you that the national budget for youth and sports, 98% goes to NYSC? Some of them are NYSC when they watch me. So when I don't say that already don't put the sports in problem. The basketball players are very tall, so they cannot sit in economy. You have to pay for business ticket. The minister didn't pay. They didn't go. Nobody complained. Now they say they are doing open tryout. The reason why they are doing open tryout is the selected players, if you call them, nobody go fee pay for their ticket and the rest. So make them do open trial. So you come on your own. Oh, if they select you, good. If they don't select you, okay. And that for me is finding a solution in the midst of your crisis. One of the biggest problems with Nigerians is that we assume that we have what we don't have. And so when our expectations are not met based on those assumptions, we start getting angry. I'm sorry, I can't join you in that blood and water tears kind of business that you guys are doing. Okay. Marion Atana says Russell Westbrook, the man with the most triple-double but no ring to show for it. You can't win a ring with him. You can't win a championship with him. If to say they're not signed up for early Lakers, maybe they for win one more journal. Odin Ramelaka, he say where Madrid won't come they play. Don't worry. What could they look? Chelsea will find a way to the kind of performance Madrid play last season. So they signed Neymar. You think that Madrid will finish Neymar? All these people that are even saying that Neymar is not good. If Chelsea sign Neymar now, Chelsea stock will go from here to up there. That's how big Neymar is. If the circles come to town, they know the circles come to town. It's not going to go and sign for Boating Wanderers like one of my hero one that they say is 90 Sharon. I have to play for, but I don't call anybody name. But let's just keep this conversation going the way it is. Oluseyi Adebowale, he said the Lukaku deal is very fishy. Inter in financial crisis, so they sell Lukaku to Chelsea for 100 million. After 2 months, Lukaku does an interview saying he wants to return to Inter. They used Chelsea cash out. And Chelsea not get sense that time. Chelsea was just bringing a Mugu to town, and everybody had to suck their blood first. Okay, every time I thought they said politics should be left out of sports. How come Ukraine is allowed a free rein to publicize their work? Don't mind them. They deceive themselves, and I mean they deceive. Gary, rubbish behavior from some nonsense people. Odini Ramelaka say Henderson see money they say British people not gonna go there. So Gerrard don't go there since Henderson hear money, he start to keep my list with your club. Say, hey, club, stop. I don't want yet. Forget your tactics. No, forget Gaga pressing. Leave the hard metal guitar. I don't want to play guitar again. I know they for your band. I know they band. No. Be your choir master alone. I know they for your prayer band or music band. I'm out. I go and join I go play. No. Don't tell me. He said, hey, Henderson, don't you love the crown? He said, which crown? The one where the Gishali, I mean the one where stop. Don't cry me. He said they just gave you an OB. Say, I prefer OBO. I don't prefer OB. OB is just a nonsense title. Give me OBO. Davido is better than this on OB. Keep your teeth. You're not cooking there for Liverpool. God, money good. Say money is the root of all evil. Which evil? My friend, you don't see what the poverty take people to see for ghetto. Then I say make Karanga they make noise for studio they good. Jerry Sampson, he said Nigerian League was good during the 70s. What was the effect that make it good? Nigerian League was good because there was no distraction of international influence, other media. It was good even up to the 90s, and the league went to sleep at a particular time, and then the whole advent of technology and advancement took us unaware, and it's not just our football, took everything unaware. The only people who have now used technology to the advantage is the music industry, and I think that that's where football is going back again. Not necessarily that we don't have the talent, we still have the talent. Our coaches, can be better. I don't think that this is the best coaches that we have. We've not been training our coaches. We can still be better, but we've also not been invested in our football for a very long time. We'll stop investing in our football for a very long time. So if we keep saying that in the 70s Nigerian football was good, let me ask you, was the Nigerian roads not better in the 70s? When I bought my car as a teenager, I used to drive from Warri to Lagos. Now I can't even try that risk anymore. Okay, so you should understand that when you bring the measure of the 70s, it doesn't really balance the whole conversation. The 70s English league was good in their own way, but it turned out bad, and then they reinvested and changed the league, and then you see where it is. So that's exactly where we are right now. Oluseyi Adebowale says Liverpool will make more from selling Henderson and Fabinho to Saudi than Chelsea did for Koulibaly and Mendy. I hope Carragher will call for Liverpool to be investigated too. I'm waiting for it. I'm just waiting for the deal to be done. When it's done, I would definitely call Carragher. There's no way I'm not calling him out. Oduni Ramileko say, bro, so can't look like Sadio Mane, you want to say? Sadio Mane with this year, just no, I don't look like Sadio Mane. Get out. Bobby Kigo say, what did I do again now? What did I do? What do I in Shakespearean language? Odini Ramileko say, Chelsea cannot make top 4 this season. Wait, may they finish their signing. They never sign finish. You can't say that here. That Chelsea team, there's a trick to it. They don't look like a team that if they sign Moise Caicedo, Yemi Dynamite say Chelsea maybe, but London is red, not London. It's not London that is red. Bobby Kigo say no enough since Raw, our away record has been good. Okay. Olushayi Adebawale, that is the worst possible group for us. If things don't improve, we will miss out on our second consecutive World Cup. And they tell them that the people on this social Twitter they insult me, they don't understand. Hey, Marie Natalia say I go teach her how say, hey, they want to teach her to play Ludo. Joy, Mario want to teach her to play Ludo. This is how somebody wants to marry a wife without paying by price. Oh, Mario, I will tell your mama for you. I will tell your mama for you. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Lord Mayor, he said, which state of emergency Tinubu go declare against since he don't declare food home? Maybe water home. You know, if you shop food, you have to take water. Agbado, you know all those things now. Olusha Yadebo say, boss, your Yoruba, they always make me laugh. I'm a Yoruba boy now, so I'm allowed to speak it upside down, isn't it? Try speaking Yoruba here, whether it's not gonna make me laugh too. Olusha Yadebo says Neymar seems to have bad PR, especially in England. I don't know why. Well, it doesn't matter. He's one of the richest footballers in the world, so who they do PR, maybe they do PR, they go tired. But do you remember like he say exactly? At Tetakon, they say he go need time. Time no day for a 16 million need time. That's what they thought say. Una Emery thought say one guy, Nicolas, yes, I not go Pepe need time. We know where they now. The guy they sell firewood for Makaiba Road. Another side, Daniel said that was how they asked Mbappe to choose between Drogba and Eto'o, and he declined. How can Brazil highest goal scorer not be? I don't understand. I don't understand. You come from Brazil, where they don't produce some of the best players in this one. You're their all-time highest goal scorer, and you're not a legend already. Okay, I'm not going to wait now. Yabi Dynamite to say maybe Neymar is what Naka needs more than Chelsea. No, Chelsea needs him. Let him go to Chelsea. The league, the English league is dying. They need the guy who brings the drama, who brings the press, who gets everybody talking. Chelsea, please sign Neymar. Please sign Neymar. You know, not me. Not me. If I win the league, no problem. Hey, where you're a key man or what you did. Okay. eSoft Studio. I like your logo. I didn't say that before, but I think I like your logo. I always like a powerful logo. I think that brands first investment is on your logo. Invest so much on your logo. You can take it anywhere to start. And you know, red and white, that combination is blood of Jesus. It's heavily. eSoft Studio says, bro, so raw are below Nigeria standard. Make we stop overflogging the matter. Raw isn't even close to late Keshi. We need to be building our coaches' capacity and domestic football. So let's talk about that a little bit. You know, today's Friday, so we can stretch the time a little bit. Raw took a Bodu to the finals of the UEFA Europa Cup. If there is an African coach today that have achieved that, you guys will call for him to be given the best coach in the world. And he lost to a great Bayern Munich team. That's one. A Bodo team that produced Bizantel Zurezu, Zinedine Zidane, and a host of other players, Yori Jokav and the rest of them. That's one part of his career. Ganatroa played for Bayern Munich. That's another part of his career. Ganatroa, when he came to Nigeria, we are not qualified for the AFCON. We were a failed football nation. That's the fact. This is not sentimental. He took us to the quarterfinals of the Nations Cup. His team produced the highest goal scorer on the qualifiers, and I think the highest goal scorers of the tournament also, if I'm not mistaken. But I know that John was the highest goal scorer in qualifiers with 9 goals. I don't know. I think it was the highest goal scorer on the tournament as well. We lost in the semifinals to an Algerian team who went on to win the tournament, meaning that we lost to the best team in the tournament. And then we were put in a group that you probably and most Nigerians on the 2nd of June 2016 with the only group that had all former AFCON winners, Zambia, Nigeria, Algeria, and Cameroon. And then we went on to qualify with 2 games to spare. And then we went to the World Cup with one of the youngest team of the tournament. We didn't do well in the World Cup. And you people said it's below our standard. Please, what will be the standard what we get? What's the standard? Because since he left, and you did this talk of Keshi. Am I making a mistake? Is it not the same Keshi that you guys want? Because I almost lost my job because of that Keshi. The first time ever that my job was threatened was 2013 January, where everybody said that Keshi had paid me to predict that it was going to win the Nations Cup. Keshi drew first game against Burkina Faso, second game against Zambia, third game, we were 15 minutes away from being knocked out of the tournament. The NFF and everybody was chasing after Avirena to come and take over the Super Eagles job. Is it that Keshi? And then eventually when we won the Nations Cup and qualified for the World Cup, and then all of you people all of a sudden say that, remember again, when Keshi went to the 2014 World Cup, you Nigerians who are talking standard now were the same people who said Keshi sold the slots. We went and bring in Shola Amiobi, who does not even know how to spell Nigeria. We went on to carry some players, and we dropped, although I can't explain the rationale behind that one, Brownie Deye and the Sunday Oba, who scored 2 goals on the road to winning that Nations Cup. Is it that same Keshi that you're talking about now? That's the standard we should follow. Good. Let's even agree that that's the standard to follow. Are we going to bank on a one-off standard? Or we're going to say that we had a team? Remember, Garnacho is the only coach in the history of Nigeria in the last 40 years that coached a team that never had a goalkeeper. When Garnacho came in, Nigeria did not have a goalkeeper. Every other coach before him were spoiled for choice with great goalkeepers. The 80s, my friend Honor had Okala, Fregene, Jericho, and all the guys that could, save even you from demonic attack. In the 90s, Clement Swesselhoff had Wilfred Abonibare, had Aloyagu, had Peter Rufai, and eventually John Bonfrey had Ike Shirumu, Abiodun Barua, and the rest of them. Amadou Shabu? No, what's Amadou Shabu? Onigbinde came in, I know you guys, Onigbinde came in and blooded Vincent Nyama, who had already won the Champions League twice. Also, no, 2002, no, he had not won it, sorry. Who went on to win the Champions League twice and then went on to win the African Cup of Nations in 2013. My point here is, this standard that you people are talking about, are we going to pretend about the fact that the generation of players that Garnacho and presently Jose Peseiro is coaching is the worst we've ever seen? Never has it been this bad. Do you know that this team have only one player? First time. Nigeria have only one player. All the rest are shit. I don't care how you argue. Take Osimhen out of that team. We will not qualify for CHAN with that team. Take Osimhen out of that team. Nobody fears or respects anybody in that team. That team is as good as dead. And you want to blame the coach? Okay, now. Coach good now because of players who we saw Carlo Ancelotti coach Everton. In case when they forget, we saw Jose Mourinho coach Tottenham Hotspur. In case when they forget, coach good now because of the players who did the team. Let's go forward. Mario Natale said, I don't know about all these Chelsea fans saying no to Neymar. As for me, in a heartbeat, I'll take Neymar at Chelsea. Odino Remeleka says Neymar will finish third for Ballon d'Or 2014-2015 season behind Suarez and Messi. I need that more. On that side, Daniel says, bros, I beg go Mesut Ozil and Iniesta, who has had a better career, both of them. Come and bring unnecessary competition here. But Dino Remeleka says both of them win World Cup. Both of them. Okay, Ozil did not win Champions League, but both of them win World Cup. That's enough. If you win World Cup, that's enough. If you win World Cup. Now, semi-final Morocco players, so everybody now they travel, they go Morocco, they go do pilgrimage. I'd say Jerusalem and Saudi Arabia, now they do pilgrimage before. Now everybody's going to Morocco for pilgrimage. What are you saying? Some people now, their wife get beladed, they can't they go Morocco, may they touch that. May they shop the sand for Morocco just because there is semi-finals. What are you asking me? Iniesta and Mesut Ozil, who had a better career. Somebody to play Barcelona, play Real Madrid, play Premier League, win World Cup. Both of them will ask him, no, me, I have a better career than the two of them. Odino Remeleko say that Okosha teaching Dino not the most mugu talk ever. After Okosha, how many other Nigerians sabi play like him? But look at Brazilians, mad skills and intelligence, football. Who teach those ones? No, JJ go for night. I don't know if you teach Alex Iwobi anything. Odinu Remeleko, people wey dey criticize Neymar for him style, come dey hail Okocha. That be the meant to be that. Remember, like I say, okay, now Michael Jackson won the score with the way to right. At this point, we've come to the additional 20 minutes have ended, so we've come to the end of the show. This is the point where I would need to appeal to you people. 4 o'clock today will premiere 60 minutes content on the MPFL. It might be better than what you expected. It might not be up to what you expected. But I know that every Friday we would put one content on the ground for that. Please, if there is a small, tiny dot of part of your heart that would love to see Nigerian League grow, tolerate us, watch it. I'm not going to promise you heaven and leave you in hell. It might not be the best, but for the sake of the league, don't do it for me. This is not for my channel. Do it for the league. For the sake of the league, let's populate it. Let's make that one grow. At least that one, you can ignore the rest. You can be selective, but be sentimental. Just be sentimental, just for the sake of the league. Let's create a little bit of buzz around the league. And whatever club you guys think we should put the spotlight on as we go, put it on the comment section of around the MPFL content. Players also that you want us to interview. We might not be able to give you interviews with club administrators for now, because the focus really has to be with players, coaches, players, and probably fans and stewards, people working around the stadium and people doing business around the stadium. That's where we plan to take this journey through. Please, we are begging, follow us on this journey. Help us make it count. This one is for the love of country. It's not necessarily for the love of Legota TV or Legota TV radio. For the love of country, let's make this count, and it will help us to go walk into rooms where monies are being spread, and we'll be able to demand for XYZ amount of money for the league, and it will help the league grow, because everybody somewhere have an hidden agenda to see the league grow. Now this is the time that you can come and join us. Subscribe to the Legota TV Sports YouTube channel. Help us grow and also help the Nigerian League grow. Thank you very much. My name once again is Daffy Manchester. You love to come in the Legota Sports. Have a good time. Thank you also, Joy Bassi, for being on the show once again. I hope to see you on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Bye-bye. And may your club sign the players of your dream. Chelsea, Neymar is coming.
Mesdemoiselles, mesdames et messieurs, bonsoir. Je m'appelle Fabinho et ce soir, je suis avec des